There we go. Going live. All right. Ba-ba-ba-dum-bum-bum. Hello, everybody. No, I thought we can just use the bat for now, and then we'll make her a sheet. Sorry, did a lot of stuff, but I forgot to do that. Well, it's a mechanic I call forgetfulness. You basically just roll a d20, and whatever you get, you forget. Fear the Corgi Rush. There we go. Perfect. So, when last we left everyone, you'd found those stray wanderers, safely returned them home, and pretty much are just expecting a session of nothing but congratulations on such a feat accomplished. More or less. Then Ross stops daydreaming. No, when last we left, you guys had found the travelers tied up in a puddle of water. And I should mention the water's about knee deep. So they're sitting in it, and the water's maybe up to their chest while they're sitting. You know what I mean? So definitely not in the danger of drowning or anything, but certainly would make things difficult when you're tied up. And a hobgoblin, the first one you've seen, in pretty nice looking armor, has challenged you to a fight. And in addition to that, you found that up above you, about 40 feet up, there are hundreds upon hundreds of goblins and 4 very interesting looking bugbears watching, just looking on with interest, as the hobgoblin says that this is to be a fight for to prove his worthiness to Gorum. The plan, as it were, at the moment is Aras is currently invisible, and she is attempting to skirt around to get to the people that are tied up in the water. And Rhea and Claire have a really cool, awesome, detailed plan, I'm sure, that the first step involves marching out there on Portly, right? Portly? Okay. Marching out on Portly, while Kieran and Amelia wait in the wings to kind of see what happens. We're going to go ahead and pick this up here, where the hobgoblin has challenged you to a duel. You, Rhea, and know pretty much where all the goblins down here are hiding, even though they don't know that you know. They're hiding in the bushes, waiting to ambush. And you and your sister have rode proudly out on your giant corgi. What do? They aren't attacking you at the moment. They're waiting to hear your answer. Correct. He's challenging you to fight him and his men so that they can prove themselves in front of the champions of Gorm. Perhaps. Perhaps not. But all of your opponents are in front of you. Sure, roll a religion check. It's fair to say that paladins might study the pantheons. Who's the Shellin person? Yeah, you remember in your studies, you're not exactly the aficionado that Sebastian may be, but you remember from your studies that Gorham is constantly seen, or commonly seen, as an evil god, as he is constantly seeking warfare and destruction. Though that's to simplify it too much. Gorham himself is not Asmodeus. He is a god that thrives on conflict and on war, and draws it out of his followers anywhere he can. But he also doesn't just go around all the time. His followers don't just go around murdering innocents and weak people. They are constantly seeking out worthy fights and worthy challengers. And Gorham doesn't typically tend to be a very deceptive god. It's not that he always, not that his followers always face you and, like Mal from Serenity, if you fight me, you're going to have a gun in your hand kind of thing. But they don't tend to favor super backstabby tactics. If they're challenging you to a duel, they mean to fight you. Does that make sense? I guess a good way to say that is your character would know that followers of Gorham aren't really known for lying. They may not always tell you the whole truth, but Gorham generally doesn't have anything to hide. He's a very straightforward god. The hobgoblin looks at you, squints his eyes. Roll me a persuasion check. A little bit. The hobgoblin points at you and says, "You hide your own companions and yet seek to judge me." And yet hide they do. Do you think us fools? Do you think we were not watching your fights? I know you have allies. Oh, hang on. Oh, gosh darn it. OBS is doing it again. Give me a second, everyone. No, they can't hear you again. Oh, son of a biscuit. All right, guys. Talk to me.
Yes.
All right, it's picking you up now. I gotta just start doing this from now on. It's weird. I have to basically have OBS refined the audio before it starts picking you guys up.
That's really weird.
It hasn't done that before. Maybe an update's screwing with it. Well, I mean, before the last couple of weeks. Well, at least thank you, Jasmine, for letting us know. At least we're only like 5 minutes into the stream instead of 40 minutes into the stream. Quick recap for everyone. Rhea attempted to convince the hobgoblin to reveal all his allies, and
I've ruined everything.
rolled a natural 1, and the hobgoblin decided to call her out on her BS, saying, "You want to judge me when you have allies hiding." And that's basically where we are right now. Oh, no, that's not true. Amelia was, no, not Amelia. Elora was giving Katia a hard time for rolling a 1.
Which is totally fair.
God damn it.
Fair play. So, he made the accusation. What do you guys do?
Oh God, I almost said Cecilia. Amelia is going to walk out into the arena, I guess.
Ross is gonna stay with her.
What's up, Wings?
Ross is slowly making her way around the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and move your character up to there. That where the 5 is.
Okay.
There you go. Well, let's actually put you in a square, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Would I be able to see everybody hidden now?
No, you rolled a perception check. So
I couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that perception check for a while.
No, I just couldn't remember.
No, it's fine. Yeah, because you rolled a perception check and would have run right into them, except that you were like 10, 15 feet above them.
Yep.
So no, at the moment you are still unaware of them. You're very aware of the goblins up above you and the 2 goblins and hobgoblins standing out in front of Rhea.
No problem.
Amelia and Kieran, roll me perception checks as you guys step into the open.
Perception, right?
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh, fucking come on. At least one of us sees them.
Yeah, Kieran, you see, I would say you see all of them except for this war chanter here. So your character's not aware of that war chanter, but all the others, these 2 right here, and these 3 right there. This ain't, Kieran's played hide and seek with a lot of gobbies. They're not fooling you.
A lot of them. No, this is easy. I am going to take a second to kind of nudge Amelia to my side and be like, I've got 3 over here, 2 over there. There's like just start kind of muttering about and like jolting my head different directions, trying to point them out to her best I can.
Can that give me advantage?
Yeah, go ahead and roll again with advantage.
Oh, Jesus.
2 1s.
A 2.
Well, there's a 2.
Roll one more time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because you get to roll again with advantage.
A 6.
Kieran's pointing, but all you see are bushes.
Oh my God. Oh,
Even though one of the goblins has his head sticking out of the bush. I don't see it.
Listen, the goblin is green, the bush is green. She might not have great eyesight. It's a lot going on right now.
You guys walk out there, and the hobgoblin looks and nods and goes, "There was one more of you. Did they not survive the spiders?"
Oh, fucking shit.
Your goblins didn't step out of the bush. Our goblin's gonna stay hidden too. And I flip him off. Are we gonna fight or are you gonna stand there and talk all day? Your god's the god of talking. The Yabber god.
Well, I guess we're doing this.
Well, okay then. With that, the hobgoblin roars and beats his chest. And give me a second. As I would like all of you to roll for initiative.
Oh yeah.
With my super high dex.
Oh, Kieran, you looked so ready, though.
That's fine.
Oh, now I roll well.
She's too busy flipping him off.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was more effective than she was
roaring?
thinking.
He's roaring, and I'm going, yabba, 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 yabba.
That's incredible.
Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do...
Let me just make sure that I'm not supposed to roll for Portly, because I think he goes on my turn.
I believe so. I think it's Kitty that goes on a separate
Where
turn.
the heck is
Which,
that?
by the way, Arlen, we might be best just house ruling that to keep it simple, to let Kitty go on your turn.
Okay.
I'll get with you after. It's I'll leave it up to you, but honestly, it might make it just easier on you.
Sure, that's fine.
All right. Give me a second here. I don't know why my chat keeps going up. All right. I'll put my combat tracker there. So, first things first. Oh. Hey. What? Why are you not letting me? There we go. All right. Where's the roar from the hobgoblin? Goblin. Where is he? Ah, this guy. Rushes from the bushes to attack. Oh boy. You know, I'm sorry, Amelia,
Oh, for fuck's
but
sake.
Rhea and Claire are in front. This guy is going to run straight to the first target, which is the one that he would get advantage on, because everyone else knows he's there. On the bright side, Amelia, you can only get advantage once.
Yay.
Okay. I don't know why he didn't roll that
And he
advantage.
actually missed?
No. Advantage.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And you take...
Wait, no.
What?
No, he doesn't, because
Why?
I have mage armor.
Oh.
Ha!
Okay. Ha ha ha. So, what's your AC right now?
17.
Well, then he doesn't hit you, even with his advantage. So he
Yeah.
rushes out, and you're like, what the... Like, Kieran, pointed right at him, but until he moved, you didn't see. And he rushes at you, and he swings his scimitar at you and catches you completely by surprise, but your mage armor deflects the blade. And then next is the Hobgoblin Chief. With continuing his roar, he... Give me a second here. He hefts a javelin and tosses it directly at you, Rhea. And why is it not letting me? Oh, you know what? Rhea, I may need to put Portly back just a little bit.
No worries.
There we go. He throws a javelin directly at you and misses. You plink it off your shield. But you can feel as you deflect it off your shield that it's a very heavy javelin. Kind of surprising for someone even of his stature. And then he hefts another javelin and throws it again. Well, throws another one. You know what I mean. And fails again. Rhea, they're just javelins. That ain't nothing.
It's fine.
Amelia.
Remind me again. Ranged attacks are... No, wait, because this is just a save. So even if it's a ranged attack, if it's a save, then
Correct. It's only disadvantage if you have to make an attack roll.
Perfect. Okay, so then I'm gonna do. Oh god damn it! Doesn't give me. Okay, so I want to do Moth Swarm, but it doesn't give me the option to do the attack, only the damage.
Right, because
So
it's a
he,
save, right?
yeah, he needs to do a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage.
The goblin right in front of you?
Yes.
All right.
Just throw a fistful of bugs into his face.
He succeeds.
Fuck.
He basically starts chomping on moths while staring you down.
Oh, for fuck's sake. She's gonna move over here.
You just started feeding Gobblegort. You're gonna suffer an attack of opportunity.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine, sure.
All right. Just give me a momento. And that's a hit.
Oh, come on.
But minimum damage. 5 points of damage.
Weird flex, but okay. Oh my god, and that's her turn, I guess.
Whoops. All right. Gotcha. This guy. Did I make him visible in the combat? Yeah, he's visible. He is going to. Oh no, Amelia! Amelia, no! He's running to the first person he can get to.
Would you stop
Which is-
bullying my stupid caster?
I'm sorry. Like, as a player, I'm sorry, but really, they're just running to the closest target.
I know, and she moved right into it.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Which is going to be advantage again, because again, you're the only one that doesn't know they're there.
All because you attacked me.
That's a hit. Poor Amelia. Oh no, Amelia, 10
It's
damage.
fine.
That's his turn. Goblin base 4. Okay, this one is
Did
going
that
to.
not automatically. Oh, because he wasn't targeting me, so
Oh, right.
that's weird.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, no, I literally just forgot to target you with him.
Okay.
Alright. I have added it. This one is going to pull out a short bow and attempt to attack. Well, here's the tricky thing. Like, it looks like Claire's right in front of him, but really, it would be you, right? Because Claire's kind of behind you.
Yeah.
So he's going to try and shoot you with it. And that's a 20 a hit?
That 20 is a hit
All right.
for now.
Yeah, for now. For the moment, you take 6 points of damage. Okay. And Goblin 2 is going to do the same thing. Short bow at Rhea. You know... No. Short bow at Portly. Oh, I can't click on Portly.
Not the dog.
Well, never mind. I'll just go for Rhea then. Just to keep things simple. Because, I mean, Portly would be a valid target, but I don't have Portly on the tracker, so meh. Another hit. Wow, that's a good roll. And you take another 10 points of damage. I need music. We need to start having combat music. Something heady. All right. This goblin over here is going to rush forward. And this one is going to attack Claire because it's coming up basically to the side. Activates Rage and makes a strike at Claire with his scimitar. And is a miss. Even with the reckless attack. It basically starts charging forward and swings its scimitars at Claire. And Claire just kind of picks her foot up, and they miss. Now the War Chanter. The War Chanter targets... Let's see, actually. How do I do this? No, that's not what I need. That's what I need. Oh, and actually, no, that's not what I need. I need this. Oh. Sorry, guys. Bear with me for a second here. Oh, can't get... Yeah, I can get all of you. And actually, it can get just you. She's going to target all 4 of you with Fairy Fire. So... Ba-bum. You all make your saves, and Kieran fails, Maria fails,
I rolled another 1.
Amelia succeeds, and Claire succeeds. So Kieran and Rhea, you find yourselves wreathed in light blue flame, making you very easy to see. That is her turn. Aras, your turn. You're well aware of all the goblins now.
Okay, so I think I am just going to target the one near Amelia. First. And
That was almost a 20 on my screen.
Yep. Okay, so with the second barrel, I will try to shoot again.
That's a hit. Which goblin are you attacking?
It's already targeted. Base
Oh, gotcha.
3.
Gotcha.
16 points of damage.
Wow. 16 on him. Yep. That hits him really hard, and your invisibility drops.
Yep. And I will continue to run along the wall. I meant to do this first, but that's fine.
That's fine.
30 feet along the wall.
Okay.
If I can move my character there.
Yeah. No one can stop you. All right. That your turn?
Yep, that's all.
Okay. Berserker 3 is going to... Hang on. I gotta see something here. That is... That's 30 feet. Amelia? I'm sorry, but you're still the closest. This goblin goes for you. You see it approaching you with a mad rage in its eyes as it recklessly attacks you. And gets 2 10s. Still enough to hit you. And you take another 6 points of slashing damage.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, you don't, because it's not enough to hit you. We got to figure out how to make the. You know what? How much does that add to you right now?
Just 2. It takes her from 15 to 17.
Just click the little magnifying glass looking thing next to AC on the main page.
Yeah,
and you
I'm
can
gonna do
edit
that.
it.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I'm gonna add. I'll give you 2.
Keep up, Alora.
You too.
Sorry. Damn.
Very spicy today. All right. So you're still down to minus. So you're still down to 50. I mean, you still have only taken 15 points of damage. So you're getting attacked, but your mage shield is putting in a lot of work right now. Rhea,
Thanks, Ross.
would you like to go?
I would.
By all means.
So, would I? Because we're technically not side by side like that, where
More like
front
back
and
to
back.
front. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I should probably do is do something more like this. And we'll just know Portly's underneath you.
Right. Okay, so I will go ahead and let me just make sure that this one thing is actually a bonus action. It is. So as a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'll go ahead and take my 2 attacks on the berserker that's right there.
Okay. That's a hit. Wow. Okay. 9 points of damage on, this is Berserker 2. And another hit. A really good hit. And that's enough to kill him. So with your first sword strike, you lop him off. You lop his weapon arm off at the elbow, probably as he was rising back to strike again. And then you just drive your sword down into him. And he falls over.
And she is wincing this entire time. And then, well, I can see what's going on over here. So she'll get Portly to go over towards Amelia and try to help out over there.
Gotcha. Go ahead and move her where you will, and I'll move Claire with you.
All right. So I want to kind of get there.
Gotcha. So what we'll do is we'll put Portly. We'll do this, and you know what? We'll just put Portly down here. All right. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yes, yes.
Portly has a turn.
Oh, that's very
I
true.
completely forgot about that. Oh boy. Do I have that set up properly? I hope I do. So he will go ahead and make a bite attack at this guy here.
That's a hit. On which one?
On, I think I selected it, hopefully, but Berserker 3.
Doesn't look like that added it, but that's fine.
Oh, that's because it's selected through me. Oh, because Portly's not on the turn order.
Right. I need to get him on there so that people can attack him too.
I'll just roll for him real quick, and we can just
yeah,
have him
go ahead
on
and
mine.
yeah, go ahead and do the damage for me. Oh, the damage is already 4. All right, so he takes 4 damage as Portly bites him and starts. Oh, it's such a weird, cute image in my mind. I'm gonna have to make a character like Kitty in order to get Portly on the combat tracker. But I'll do that as you guys take your turns. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Gotcha. Alright, Goblin Berserker and number uno is going to rush to here and take a reckless attack against... Oh, by the way, that your attack's, not that it mattered, you killed it anyway, but your attack should have been at advantage. Take a reckless attack at Claire. And that's a miss, because Claire's hard to hit. Well, that's that. Kearney, your turn.
Yeah, seeing it looks like they got Amelia on the lockdown, I'm gonna turn away from the group and run straight towards Goblin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take 2 attacks.
That's the first one. It's a hit. Make sure to control click on him before you do damage. There you go. And just roll your damage real quick. It should add it
All
to
right. I strike at him once.
Perfect.
And then I strike at him the other direction.
Almost a critical. Oh, no. Never mind. I gotta stop looking at the dice and see what the chat says. But still a hit, either way.
Excellent.
and you heavily wound him. He's still up. He's not looking good.
All right. I'm gonna just hunker down and stay here.
Gotcha. Claire. Well, Claire's going to dive down on one of these guys. I think what I'm going to do is have her attack, and depending on how that attack goes is how successful she is. It just her goal is basically just to jump down onto him. So she is going to attack this guy. Oh wait, that should be an advantage because he's recklessly attacking. I gotta remember that. Guys, make sure to keep me honest with that. Yep, that's the hit. That's definitely a hit. And does 8 damage to Berserker 3. So here's what happens. Claire basically jumps off of Portly onto this goblin, bringing it to the ground as she bashes it into the rock, knocking it prone, and she has advantage against it anyway, but now she's attacking it while it's on the ground. And that is a hit. And she does another 10 points of damage to Berserker 3, who's not quite dead yet. We'll put her there. So Berserker 3 basically is underneath Claire, and Claire is just putting holes in it. That is it for her turn. And no kitty, so we're back up to the goblin in front of Kieran. Goblin in front of Kieran. Hang on a second. I have to see what something is real quick. Just bear with me, everybody. That's not what I'm looking for. That's what I need. Okay. So it's going to take a bonus action. And raising its scimitar, it hits the base of it, the pommel, which Kieran, you notice has a gem in it, much like the gem in the scimitar you're carrying. And fire runs up the blade of the scimitar as it cackles. You burn now! And because you have fairy fire and you're glowing like the sun, it has advantage on its fire scimitar attack. Not attacking Amelia, but attacking Kieran.
Also, I did give that scimitar, I think, to Aris.
Aras? Did you? Oh,
Aras,
right, to give
yeah.
to give to
And
them
the
if she gets them
crossbow,
free.
light crossbow.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of stuff up there.
All right, so Kieran, that's a hit, which means you take 8 damage and 3 fire damage.
Okay.
As it slashes you with the fire scimitar. Laughing like this thing's just having a grand old time. It's got fire on its blade, a dwarf in front of it, just good times. Rock Eater. You shouldn't turn your back so easily. As Rock Eater approaches Claire and drawing as it moves a great sword out, makes 2 attacks on Claire. Oh, that would be with advantage. It doesn't matter. First attack misses as Claire, even despite having her back turned to him, is able to raise her shield up and fend off the blow. And the second attack, she is not so lucky. As we have our first crit with the crit table. Which means that it's a powerful blow. The critical hit does triple damage dice instead of the usual damage dice.
Squee?
Yes.
Sorry, just quick question. Why is it with advantage on her?
She's flanked.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Right, I should have mentioned that. But yeah, she's got enemies on both sides. Still, it's almost dead, but not quite dead. So damage is 16 points of damage to Claire. The first weapon blow is turned aside by her shield, and with that he roars with rage and goes Grom and swings it down and catches her in a weak spot in her armor. Amelia, your turn.
Amelia doesn't like this. There's a lot of people all up in her personal space. Like this is bedtime. Bedtime doesn't like it.
I think she's talking about Portly.
Yes, Portly needs to get the fuck out of her personal bubble. Like
I'll have him use you as a chew toy.
He seems a little occupied.
You'd be surprised.
Okay. So for Acid Splash, it would be she can use these, or she can target these two. Correct? They're
yeah. Like so, if she targets this guy, it would also hit this guy.
Okay, perfect. Wanted to make sure.
Just don't target in such a way you hit Claire too, and you're fine.
Gotcha.
That is a failure and a failure.
Yay!
So please roll damage. Okay. 7. And Berserker 3 is dead. You finish off Claire's unfortunate target, as it never got back up. Just stayed there on the ground and died. Okay, and the other one, Goblin Base 3, is very heavily damaged. Amelia, your acid did massive damage to both of them. One of them stops thrashing. The other one is thrashing wildly in agony on the verge of death.
Good. Doesn't want to provoke attacks of opportunity, so she's not gonna move. Actually, no, fuck it. She doesn't like this. She's gonna try and move. Well, no, would she be able to move past through Portly? Or...
Yeah, I'd call it difficult terrain as you like duck under Portly. Alright, you'll take an attack of opportunity though.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Wait, why at disadvantage?
Because I have the
oh yeah, so you do the shield thing. Gotcha. Perfect. I was like, absolutely. Wait, what? Disadvantage, scimitar attack. And that's a good thing, because that would have hit. Okay, you move back to the other side of Portly. And actually, that's not a bad thing, because now there's a giant dog between you and them.
Exactly.
Anything else for your turn?
End turn.
Gotcha. The goblin that looks like it's on the verge of death in almost a wild craze, slaps the pommel of its scimitar, and flames start running up the blade as it rushes forward in a mad rage and attempts to attack Rhea, who is shining like the sun due to fairy fire. Rhea?
Yep.
That is a hit. Almost a crit.
Damn.
And you take 11 points of damage. One of those is fire. So you're lightly singed. I'd say that's like just enough to cauterize the wound it gave you.
Great, thanks.
I'm here to help. And then Goblin Base 4. Goblin Base 4, not liking being left behind, drops the short bow, draws out a scimitar, and charges Kieran. And makes a scimitar attack against you with advantage for Fairy Fire. And gets a hit. Kirani. Man, this Fairy Fire is really annoying. It makes you stand out like you wouldn't believe, and you take 9 points of damage. The compadre. Same thing. Drops his bow, pulls out a scimitar. Moves to here, and will attack Claire. Who does not have... Oh, no, it would have advantage, because flanking. Claire, this is not a good place. That's still a miss. Okay. Last but not least, Goblin War Chanter. Well, all its spells are concentration. So, can't cast any more of this. Oh, I guess not, actually. But yeah, that's not really helpful. It's going to take out a short bow and attempt to hit Kirani with it. With advantage. Kirani, that's another hit. And minimum damage. 5 more points of damage, Kirani. How you looking? Not horrible. That dwarf durability really coming into play. That is it for its turn as it continues to focus on Fairy Fire. Aras, your turn.
Yes, I am first going to reload. And then I'm going to shoot at Berserker number 1.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh.
That is a critical hit.
Well,
So
damn.
you get a pressure point. In addition to the standard critical hit damage, the target is paralyzed for 1 round. So...
Oh my
I think
god.
you dead instead.
Aras, no. It's paralyzed for 1 round.
And then dead.
What happened? What did you do to it? Could you describe how you kill this thing?
I was really I was actually really aiming for Goblin Base 3 behind it. And it just went and hit inside his skull and then pinged around a while.
So, interesting thing to note here. Berserkers have resistance. They take half damage. It doesn't matter. That's still more than twice its health pool.
Jesus.
I was aiming for the guy right behind it, and he just walked like head first right into it.
Okay. What else for your turn? You still have a movement if you'd like to use it.
Whoa. Yes, I would, but I just want to actually. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
Right now, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna stay there.
Gotcha.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Well, obviously didn't do much that turn. Rhea.
Oh,
It's like there's red mist in the air where a goblin once stood.
dear God. So I'm gonna have Portly target the goblin next to us, Goblin Base 3,
Okay.
and try to take a bite. This is a 15 hit.
Give me a second. I'll find out for you. I'm pretty sure yes. It just hits.
All right.
And guess what? I have Portly on the turn order now.
Do you?
I just need to make its initiative the same as yours. And there we go.
Awesome.
That should work, right? Yeah, there we go. Good, I can kill it now. I mean, you can target things now. 7 points of damage to that gobby, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, it had 3 points left, so mad crazed goblin that's burning with acid, Portly just chomps down on it, and really it's more of a mercy. It puts it out of its misery.
Right. Of course.
Of course.
Of course. And then, let's see, where should I move? I'll go ahead and move up here and make some attacks on the rock eater.
Okay.
If I can find the right one of my weapons. I have so many rapier attacks here.
That's a hit.
Right?
And nice. 7 points of damage. You managed to stick your rapier into a soft spot between the armor.
Okay. And then I'll do another one.
He's wearing half plate, by the way, so you're sticking. So this guy is very well equipped. That's a miss, unfortunately.
Yep. And I don't think I have any other bonus action abilities, so that's
Gotcha.
that.
Understood. Kearney.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at this little goblin friend in front of me and be like, right where I want ya! And I'm gonna try and hit him.
Which one? Base 1? Perfect.
The one
That's definitely a hit. And that's enough to finish it. So one last attack takes it down.
Then I'm gonna turn to my new friend over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit him.
Not quite enough for that one. Nope, he ducks underneath it.
I action surge, and I'm like, oh no, you don't!
He's about to be all proud of himself. He's like, ha ha, shiny mitt! Ah! And gets 12 points of damage right to the side.
And then I just put this through the top of his head if I can. Nope, I miss. Squarely
Not
back.
quite. Okay. Anything else for your action? For your turn?
No, that's all I'm gonna do. I'll stand here and smile at him.
Perfect. Claire. All things considered, Claire's doing okay. Her high AC has been her saving grace this fight. She is going to continue focusing on the other goblin in front of her, wanting to take down the numbers as quickly as possible. She does the first attack is a hit, doing 12 points of damage. Second attack is a hit, doing 6 points of damage. Not quite enough to take it down, but in just 2 hits, she almost kills it. And then with that, she kind of puts up a defensive stance with her shield, getting ready for the return attack. And then we are back up to Rock Eater. Rock Eater turns to Rhea and says, I see you. And makes 2 attacks with advantage with its greatsword. First attack is a hit. Rhea, you take 6 points of damage. Second attack is... Hang on. That's a miss. So hits the first attack, misses the second one. So maybe not quite as... Oh, hang on, what's this? Oh, I completely forgot about this. Rhea, once per turn, this hobgoblin can deal an extra 3d6 damage to a creature it hits with a weapon attack if that creature is within 5 feet. Oh. Yeah. So
No, thank you.
if you could please
I'd
take
rather not.
an additional 11 points of damage.
No, I'm good.
I know, but if you could, please
Ugh.
do. As its eyes are, it's a he, Squee, honestly. His eyes are fierce with battle. Amelia. Probably should have done that to Claire, but oh well, I forgot. Actually, that should have gone on that critical. But my bad. Amelia, your turn.
Can Amelia see the Warcaster or War Chanter, War
Yes,
whatever?
it's not taking any attempt to hide.
Okay. She's gonna try and break their concentration.
You gonna tickle its nose with a feather?
No. Yeah, fuck you. Acid splash.
Acid splash.
6 points.
6 points. Warcaster or Chanter has to make a Constitution save of 10 or higher. Nope.
Fairy fire's gone.
Yes. So with that, Kieran and Rhea, you stop glowing like the sun. Yeah. Where are you? Okay, perfect. Sweet. Nice. Nicely done. So only 6 points of damage, but still enough to break its concentration.
Yay, I'm doing a good job.
You're having a
And
good
turn.
time. All right. Now we are to Goblin 4, the one in front of Kieran. Not with advantage. It will slap its scimitar, the handle, having flames run up the blade like the others around it. Again, these goblins have really nice weapons for goblins. And takes another attack at you. And crits. Learning from every moment. You figured it out. Gain XP. What? Well, Kieran, you got lucky.
Goblin levels up.
The goblin levels up.
Goblin leveled up.
But really, I don't think that's going to help it much.
Doesn't take it back to the long rest, though, so we're all right.
So, if it was one of you guys, I would have just had you reroll on that table. But since it's the goblin, I actually kind of like the idea that it gets it now. It understands so much more before it dies.
But it knows it should be running.
Still, if you could please take 11 points of damage from that critical hit. And with that, it's like, oh, this is how you kill a dwarf. Base Goblin 2 is going to attack Claire again. This one has not activated anything on its scimitar, so it's just going to do a straight attack and fail miserably.
Oh,
Oh, either way, it's failed. It could still technically be a 1, but either way, it's a miss. Alright, well, that was its glorious turn. The War Chanter kind of shakes the acid off, screams out in annoyance, and you guys, you're going to be very surprised here. You're going to be so amazed. As she, again, casts Fairy Fire on the three of you. And she's going to do a square. Technically, it would get Portly too, but I don't have the ability to target him still, unfortunately. Amelia fails. Claire fails. Rhea, you save.
Yeah.
Claire and Amelia, you
Wait,
are...
real quick, don't we have advantage on saving throws, or is that something else that I'm thinking of
We have plus
Aurora?
4.
Oh, yes, you have
And
a
then,
plus 4 to your
plus
save.
Something from Claire as well.
Yeah, so would a 15 beat
Well,
it?
I don't... They
If you
can't
want that on
they
there.
can't stack. I would just take the highest
Oh, right,
modifier,
right,
which
right.
would be yours. So, Claire is more of a basher, less of a smooth talker. But you get to add 4 to that, which would not save Claire. It would save Amelia. So, Amelia, you are not shiny. Claire's the only one that is.
Yay!
And actually, it's going to learn its lesson, and after casting said attack, attempt to hide, and fail miserably.
Amazing.
So many ones.
It literally tries to hide behind the bush, and is just kind of like staying there crouched with its head in the bushes so that it thinks it's hidden, but its entire body is just out in the open.
The ears are popping out.
Araz, it's your turn. You see this war chanter basically duck its head in the bushes.
So I want to aim right for the butt.
Okay.
And of course I
I'm
missed.
afraid that's a miss.
Yep. And I will reload.
Okay.
Next round I can shot.
Gotcha.
That's it for this.
All right. Rhea and Portly, it's interchangeable, really. You can have Portly go first, or you can go first.
All right. So I will have. Hold on, I gotta. My mouse is not allowing me to click on things.
Mm-hmm.
Portly would technically be there, so I don't think he can reach that. But he will try and take a bite at Rock Eater.
Gotcha. That is a hit. You should be able to. Hang on a second.
I just
You can't.
tried
Yeah.
to.
I don't know why Portly still can't, but that's fine. Go ahead and do damage. 3 points of damage to Rock Eater. All right,
It's something.
it's something. It got Rock Eater into the double digits of damage taken. All right.
And you know what? Just because I bought this thing and I want to use it,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go ahead and what is it to chug a potion? Is it a bonus
action
or-
for yourself, yes. Full
Okay,
action if you're feeding
so-
it to another.
use a bonus action to chug a potion of growth after dropping off a Portly.
Okay. Give me a second here.
So
So put you there. It's Rick Roseberg.
and then I will try and make 2 hits on Rock Eater as well.
Okay. That's a crit. All these crits. You can't hit me. Description. In addition to the standard critical hit damage to your target, you gain a +5 to your AC for 1 round. Wow. So you have a 27 AC for 1 round.
Listen, I thought about that.
Uh-huh.
Stay out of this, Laura.
26 points of damage. Oh boy. Okay.
That's only my first attack.
I know. Oh my god!
What the heck?
Ria's angry.
That's insane.
The target's appendage used in melee attacks, sword, hand, claws, fangs, is damaged. In addition to standard critical damage, the creature has disadvantage on attacks using that appendage. Oh my god. Please roll damage. Holy crap. 48 points of damage.
Only 12.
Okay. He's now at disadvantage, and you have a +5 to your AC.
That was
Okay.
incredible.
That was amazing. That was 2 crits in a row. Holy cow. Anything else for your turn, Rhea?
Nope, that's it.
So the rest of you would see Rhea grow big and then just swipe twice. The first time she spins him around, she slashes him so hard, and then with her counter stroke, she brings her sword down on the elbow of his other arm, crushing it to where it hangs at his side. Now he is trying to wield a greatsword with one hand. Kearney. They seem to have things in hand over there.
He seems fine. I'm gonna finish this little guy off. Since they have everything over there and just strike at him.
That is definitely a hit.
I'm just like staring at the group like, what is going on over there? Just like kind of stab in that direction, not even look. Just
Right.
And then make sure I kill him. Please die. I hate you. Yes. And then I'm gonna come over to see what's going on because this looks great.
What did Portly do?
Oh, I was rolling a d4. I'll be like this for an hour.
Oh, for the big.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so Goblin dead.
I just moved straight over to this dude.
Oh, dude, Rockeater's not having a good day.
I'm gonna take my second swing.
Uh-huh. That is a what is that, an 18?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit.
Right.
And you do 5 more damage to him.
And I'm gonna do a second win.
Gotcha. Rockeater's a tough old boy. He's got a lot of hit points. But somehow I get the feeling that's not going to save him.
Real quick, she is flanking. Should she?
She should. Oh yeah. Roll at an advantage. Well, you roll at an advantage just in case you get a crit.
Okay. Test.
You never know.
Nope.
Not quite. But especially with your character too, that has twice as much chance. All right. Claire, who is still shining with fairy fire that she thought for a second she'd gotten rid of. Not quite though. Let's see here. She is going to target Rockeater. No, you know what? She's gonna. You guys got Rockeater well in hand. She's gonna finish off this goblin with their first attack, at least, or try to. That's definitely a hit, and that does it. Finishes off that last goblin there, and then with her second attack, she spins around, focuses on Rockeater, and makes an attack, and misses. But still.
Doesn't she get advantage because flanking?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, absolutely she does. Okay, well.
Never mind.
Claire, please.
You're embarrassing me.
So Rockeater, no. He's kind of screwed. So here's the deal. He really should be attacking your sister because he has advantage, but you pissed him off really badly. So he's going to make one attack each as he wildly swings his sword at both of you. So, Rhea, this first attack at disadvantage at your 27 AC
Mm-hmm.
is not going to hit. Surprise, surprise. And then on the backswing, he strikes viciously at your sister, also with disadvantage. And doesn't hit. She just almost disdainfully just parries the wide blow aside. Rockeater, not having a great time. Not having a great time at all. That's really about all he can do. If he tries to move to take away your advantage, he's just gonna suffer attacks of opportunity. So that's it. Amelia, it's your turn.
Okay.
You're on fire again.
What?
Aren't you on fairy fire? No, you made it. Claire's the only one that
Fire.
made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claire's on fire
Okay.
again.
Because I'm actually remembering the things that players can do.
You're actually doing a better job than I am tonight.
I'm genuinely kind of surprised and very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too.
Okay, yeah, no, stop that.
That's another failure.
Stop that.
Takes 9 more points of damage as she fails again.
Fuck you. Stop that. And turn.
This This was supposed to be a challenging fight. You guys are slaughtering them. It's amazing. Oh, anything else for your turn?
No.
Just gonna wait and see if she learned her lesson, huh?
We'll see.
She has one more spell slot. Why can't I? Oh, I can't focus on you? That's weird.
I keep lighting up and it's a bit concerning.
Yeah, it's weird. There we go. Fairy fire! She has one last thing. That's the last of her spells. And Amelia! You're on fire again. And she tries to hide. That's actually not bad. She disappears into the bush. You know about where she is, but you can't quite see her. Amelia, she did not learn.
Clearly.
Why does it keep going out? I'll just cast it again.
So I can't see her, right?
No, you can spend an action to try and find her, or you
I
can.
would like.
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay, roll me a
Yes.
perception check.
I will do that. Nope.
No.
Okay. That was my action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna, yeah, just that's it. That's fine.
Okay,
I was really wanting to get that chanter, so
I understand. It's been pretty annoying.
I really kind of want to just say Rhea smash, but that's fine.
Gotcha. All right, Portly and Rhea. Giant Rhea. Portly looks a little confused.
Portly first.
Portly's hitting aces over here. Yeah.
That's because he is the best boy.
Oh my god, 5 more points of damage. And Rock Eater is taking damage. Really, it's just a matter of how long. The action economy is just not in his favor.
Whoa.
What was
What
that?
just happened?
I don't know, but you missed whatever you did. You missed. Well, you hit once. So we'll use the first two. We'll use the first
what
two.
was that?
I don't know.
Why were you targeting Amelia?
I wasn't.
Well, clearly you were.
I was targeting everyone over there, apparently. Sweet, what did you do to me?
I did nothing to you. Oh, I bet you anything when I was trying to get the War Chanter to focus on everyone, I may have made you select everyone.
Oh
For
my
some
God.
Okay.
reason.
So,
Well, let's just use the first two rolls so the second attack hit. So
Okay.
go ahead and select him now, and then just roll your damage.
I mean, you miss everybody but the Rock Eaters. That's pretty
yeah.
awesome.
That's true.
She just swings wildly and only hits him.
It was all a clever feint.
Fooled you. So, if this doesn't take him down,
It does not. He is not looking good, though.
then what is he at? He's at heavy
He's
or
heavily wounded, yes.
Okay. What is? Let me just double check. I think it's 2d8 for a level 1 smite.
Yes,
Right.
correct. 3d8 if they're undead.
Gotcha. So we will Did I make an attack for that? I did not. I forgot to.
Just go
That's
ahead and
fine.
roll. Just go ahead and roll the 2d8 because you're adding it to your hit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, just roll the 2d8. I'll add it.
3 extra points.
Well, it's something. Not quite dead yet. That said, his turn's a very long way off. Anything else for your turn, Rhea?
I attacked. I don't have any point moving. Portly did his thing. I think that's it.
Okay. I'm also going to go ahead and just move Portly over here now that you're not on Portly. So, Kearney, your turn.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna, since I'm standing like behind him, I'm just gonna start going, and yada yada yada.
Oh my god! What is with you people? That is another critical hit.
And you got inspiration.
Kearney, not only do you do 18 points of damage to Rock Eater, killing his ass. Unfortunately, I don't think that critical... Well, it could still help you. You have inspiration, which is... It's not very clear what that is, but I'm just going to count it like a bardic inspiration, because the idea is that you've inspired yourself with that awesome attack. Which, by the way, I'd like to know exactly what that was.
I just, standing behind him, I just kind of stuck the sword straight through him. Claire would just probably see the sword just pop through his stomach and hear me blah 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 blah, mocking his god.
You get a d6 to add to any of your rolls for the next 10 minutes.
Excellent.
Anything but damage, of course. Holy crap. Well, Claire just kind of stands there panting, going, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. Is there anyone else around?
We're
And she's
still
gonna make
missing one.
Yeah, she's going to take her action to make a perception check.
Oh, please find her. Yes.
Yep. Despite not having the best wisdom. She goes, up! There she is. And, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to take 30 steps towards it and point directly to the bush. I would allow everyone to have a free perception check to see if you find her with that.
Like right now?
Yeah,
or...
right now. Because she's pointing directly at her. So instead of making you take an action to try and find her, it's just more of a glance thing. Rhea, you see her.
Rhea
Kearney.
sees all.
Yeah. Kearney. Ross, you see.
Advantage or just like a normal perception?
Just a normal one. Just a normal free one.
Fucking goddamn it.
So no. Rhea, you're the only one that sees her. Everyone else, Claire sees something you don't quite see yet. Amelia, you know about where she is. You know she ducked into that bush and hasn't come out.
If I tried throwing a firebolt, could I just do it at like disadvantage or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you can't, even if they're invisible, if you know. So here's what I would do. Do it at disadvantage.
Okay.
Nope. That's a miss. Burn some of the foliage, but you don't quite hit her.
Well, shit. Takes a couple of steps forward and then ends her turn.
Gotcha. The goblin chanter pops up out of the bushes with a short bow, ready for... Oh, shit. Oh, no. Everyone's dead. She runs. Oh, by the way, the goblin that leveled up is dead. She takes her action and her movement to run 60 feet and make a climb check. Which is... No. She basically spends her turn trying to climb up the wall and not doing a very good job of it. It's kind of wet in here. Aras.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of walk up, like, next... Well, I mean, I guess a few feet up.
Sure.
And, pull out of my bag a flask of alchemist fire.
Oh, God. Okay.
And be like, do you really want me to throw it? And asking the goblin.
You hear Aras up above you, a very deep voice. Do it. Finish her.
Why?
She is unworthy.
Unworthy of what? Life?
And you see the bugbear step back from the edge. The goblin, and we'll pause combat unless someone's going to attack. The goblin...
I don't see a point killing the goblin.
Right.
Yet.
Sure. What about the rest of you?
I'm gonna heal myself.
Gotcha. In a second later, the bugbear steps back up to the edge with a giant boulder and drops it right onto the war chanter, who crashes to the ground.
Don't. Well. Okay.
She was unworthy. And with that, the chanting stops. And you hear the sound of metal on rock and a roar from this guy. Yes. God of War, grant me this duel. And something strange happens. Yes, Amelia.
While all this is happening, can Amelia hand Big Rhea a potion of healing?
Absolutely.
Is it greater or just a regular
Just regular. That's all she's got.
Okay. So that's
Just the one.
2d4 plus 2 then, right?
Yeah.
Yay, 7 points.
Mid-maxing that shit. Like always.
So, something strange happens. All of you see Claire kind of turn slightly incorporeal, as if you're looking at her through a heat mirage. Her body is slightly see-through and is shimmering, and she glows slightly. And you see on the rock up above, the bugbear known as Death also begin to shimmer. And he jumps down 40 feet, splashing into the water as he lands. And he says, "Follower of Shellen, Gorham finds your order worthy. Face me, one-on-one, as the gods intended, and your friends, win or lose, will leave. Deny me, and they all die." And Claire is just looking around, very concerned. Rhea? You all look... What happened?
I don't know.
You're shadowy. Distant. I see you, I hear you, but Claire will go up to you, Rhea, and raise a hand, and it passes right through you.
She will look towards, I guess this one's Death, right? The one that did it.
Yeah.
What did you do to my sister?
Gorham demands a challenge. Your sister is worthy to face me. Yes, Amelia.
If he has more monologue, then you can keep going. I just had a question.
No, go ahead. Ask.
Oh, totally, completely out of character. Was that compelled duel?
No, something very
Oh.
different.
Oh,
I'll tell
great.
you right now out of character. There's not really a mechanic in the book for this.
Oh boy. Okay. That's fine. Continue.
And Claire looks at you, Rhea, and then shrugs. Well, one more fight won't hurt.
You can't.
And if I don't, she'll look up. Think you can take all of them? The hundreds of them?
What's the guarantee that it will only be this one?
And she'll give a grin. I'm gonna beat his ass so hard they make it happen.
Rhea just grits her teeth and says, "You better."
She will take a knee in front of you and put the tip of her sword in the ground and begin praying. And Kieran, you can hear this. Amelia, you can hear this from where you are. But she says something along the lines of, Shellen, give your humble servant strength in this moment. Prove that compassion can be stronger than the mightiest blade. And should the worst come to pass, well, my sister will handle it. And then she stands back up, gives you a wink, and starts walking forward. Now, as she walks forward, is there anything that you guys would like to say or do? And after that, I'm going to explain a certain how this is going to work.
So I don't think it's gonna do anything, but this is Rhea, and she's gonna do it anyways.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and cast Shield of Faith on Claire. Don't think it'll do anything, but
Roll me a wisdom check.
oh no. A wisdom check?
Yeah, wisdom check.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what? It'd be a saving throw.
Oh
So,
shit.
sorry, go just add. Is there a difference between your saving throw and your check?
Very much so.
Okay, what's your saving throw?
My save is a +9.
So 6 plus 9? So 15. You cast the spell, but it doesn't feel like it takes hold.
Right.
The rest of you?
Or also call out, you changed the deal. You said if we fought him, then we could all leave with the prisoners.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Nope. 9.
As Death walks forward, he doesn't pay any attention to you. But you do hear above you. You can. Doesn't guarantee you won't be chased, little one. As the bugbear that dropped the rock stands, arms crossed, weapon sheathed, just watching on. But fear not, little dwarf. Death is compelled to honor his word when he crushes your friend.
And what if I don't let her stand alone?
And he spreads his arms. They have been chosen by Gorm. Nothing you can do will touch them, not until it is done.
And if she beats him?
The bugbear gives you a respectful nod. Then it will be a glorious death.
And we can all leave. No further issues.
The voice of death booms from across the hall. Every goblin hear me. Should this woman slay me in combat, defeat me outright, any who lays a hand on them this day will suffer the wrath of Gorm. The words echo across the chamber in silence. Claire continues to walk forward. Kieran, Amelia, what about you two?
She's got nothing. Just
Kearney's gonna kind of glance at the group and then glance forward and say, "Are we able to no partners and all that? You know, she got a sister and I got nothing going on. How about we swap? I'd like to fight you. You guys are nothing but talk anyways."
Roll me a perception check. A persuasion check. Do you perceive them snub you or not? No, roll me a persuasion check, please.
Can I add an addition? Come on, you pansy little dung-looking donkey! I'll beat your head in! And try and go for intimidation?
Oh, sure. And you have inspiration as well, if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. What is that, a 1D?
1d6.
Yeah,
Alright, got a 12. Death,
that's all I got.
the bugbear does not seem to pay any attention to you. Amelia? You're muted.
oh shit, I am. Okay. That explains that. Okay. Hang on. Hold up. Oh fuck, never mind, because that's touch. Okay. Yeah, no. She's got nothing.
Okay. So, let me explain this real quick. I didn't want to make you all sit there as I actually rolled back and forth for two characters the whole time, but I also didn't want to leave dice out of this. There should always be an element of the dice to Dungeons and Dragons, right? So, I have several weeks ago now rolled in advance, basically, and I basically took the rolls I made and then figured out what that would mean, and I'm going to reveal these rolls to you one by one and describe what happens. Make sense?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. That way it goes a bit faster than me trying to roll them all here. And I can be a bit more, I don't spend 30 seconds every time trying to figure out what happens. All right. So, give me a second here. All right. The two approach each other in the water, about knee deep. You see Death holding a giant two-handed spiked maul and nothing else. Claire approaches him, holding the shield at the ready and the longsword behind her. And in the last moment, as they start to close, Death rushes forward and, with a giant swing, slams the two-handed spiked maul at Claire. Claire catches it on her shield, but the force of it causes such a ring that all of you hear it echo off the walls, and you see Claire actually skid back 5 feet from the impact of the blow. But the shield, Rhea, you especially knowing the shield being magical, does not show any dent. But it's very clear that this bugbear's strength is phenomenal. With a grunt, Claire charges back in with her own sword and slashes him viciously across the chest with a massive blow, drawing blood, spurting it into the water, causing him to step back and cry in pain. As he does so, he swings the maul again around his head. And, oops. Around his head and scores a hit on her. The side that doesn't have the shield, she's able to deflect it, but not enough to stop it completely. And one of the spikes actually tears off a piece of her arm armor. And with a cry of fury, Claire says, "Shellen guide me!" And drives, basically flips her sword reverse round and drives it into Death's shoulder, down into his torso, deep into him, and he lets out a bellow as she critically hits him. He backs off, pulling the sword out of him with one hand, and attempts another blow at her. And she's able to catch it easily on her shield. And Rhea, you've seen your sister fight before, but not like this. The ferocity of both of them is well beyond anything you've seen your sister do ever. Rhea tries to press in the attack and land another blow, but this time he's ready, and he easily turns it aside with the haft of the maul. And he bellows once again with his free hand. He sticks the maul into the ground, and you see his left hand begins to crackle with a black energy, as if lightning is dancing along his fingertips. And he feints with his maul, incredibly wielding it one-handed, and as she raises her shield to block it, he drives his clawed hands into the section of the armor he ripped off, and you see black tendrils race through her, and she screams in pain and falls to a knee, holding her side. And he looks down on her as she is with one on her knee, and he says, "You fought well, Paladin, but this fight is mine." And you all hear, "Not yet." As Rhea, you may be the only one to understand this, maybe Curany in your time and experience, but her blade begins to vibrate with a holy light, the light of I'm sorry, completely forgot the word. Smite. Wow. But a smite much stronger than you've ever been able to produce, Rhea, covers her blade in so much brilliant light that it's even hard to look upon. And she pushes back with her shield, driving him back a step, and with one great blow, she strikes death and unleashes the smite into him in a concussive wave that shocks the area around it. All of you feel the force of it, driving him off his feet and into the water. And he struggles for a moment to get back up, but before he can, Claire's blade is at his throat. Understanding the end has come, Death relaxes and tilts up his neck and says, "Do it." Claire, breathing hard, her side looking like it's charred or burned. She takes a glance back at you, Rhea, and then says, "Not today. Your god may want violence and bloodshed. But my god, the stronger one, seeks compassion." And then she begins to turn and walk back towards you. "Don't forget who kicked your ass." And as she begins to walk away, you see she becomes more corporeal. The shimmering fades from around both of them. And she starts to walk back towards you, but you see she's holding her side as she kind of limps back towards you. She meets your eyes, Rhea, and gives you a smile.
Oh, Rhea immediately runs up and just, in her large form, just engulfs her sister in a, like, trying to be gentle, but in a hug.
Gotcha. You hear like a oof. Oh. What? Did you doubt me?
No, that doesn't mean I wasn't worried.
Aras, above you, you hear a voice. "Well, go, little dwarf. Claim your prize." Yes, Amelia.
How is Claire looking for, like, damage? Like, is she on her last legs, or
Not
like...
really. She didn't suffer a whole lot of damage in the fight. She only got hit just the twice. But she is holding her side, and when you look at her side, you see that whatever the attack was, it burned through the clothes underneath her armor, and her skin looks blacked and cracked. So blackened and cracked. And you can see like the red muscle underneath it, and she's holding it as if it's in a lot of pain.
Is there any way I could, like, roll an Arcana to see if I know what spell that is, or, like...
It would be a religion check.
Oh, well. Can I still try it?
Yeah, by all means, of course. No, not bad.
20.
Not bad at all. You've never seen anything quite like this, but given what you saw and what little you know about divine spells, this is one of two things. Either it's some form of like a cause harm, almost like an opposite of a healing spell, or perhaps it's some form of damaging curse. But it's hard to tell.
Hang on just 1 second. I need to check on something real quick. Let's see situation.
Aras, how do you react to what the bugbear above you said?
I am going to like run down the wall and start trying to make my way over to the people. And I'm gonna call Kierney to help. So I'll call it, Kierney, I need your help.
If we're out of combat and free to move.
Yes.
Yeah. And when she comes over, I will also slip her a healing potion. Mostly,
Oh
I
my
wanted to give her a greater healing potion. I just didn't want to throw it, so
Good
Understandable.
not taking that risk, man. Thank you.
It falls into the water. You never find it again.
I'm just like licking at the dirt.
Yep. And
Um,
then
About this time too, you would see Kitty approaching.
I'd be like, "It's about
yeah.
damn time. Where the hell were you?"
Just cleaning up.
Look, never mind. I will give Kitty another greater healing potion and a regular healing potion for Clarice and Rhea.
Do healing potions work on robots?
No, I will give them to Kitty to take to y'all.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Doesn't mean Kitty can't try.
But yeah, Amelia casts Death Ward on Clarice.
Got you. What does Death Ward do again? I forget.
If you would be dropped to 0 hit points, you dropped 1 instead.
Right. So it's like the half orc
Yep.
trait. That's nice.
Yeah, first time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage. The target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, the effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Nice.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
because she's seen enough sisters die at this point. No more.
Claire would look at you as you cast it and say, "That's not that bad, is it?"
Consider it a precaution. And she kind of gives her like a awkward smile.
She'll nod. Fair enough. And Aras, you and Kierne are able to free the others who are just stunned in silence. They range in age from early 30s to late 60s ish. They're all humans, and they just. It's almost like they don't want to risk talking. Oh, there is a dwarf there. There's one dwarf. They just nod to you gratefully, and when you free them, they begin walking with you back towards the exit.
I mean, I'll give them weapons and stuff that we had.
They'll hold on to them. Roll me a perception check, both you and Kierne.
11.
19. Gotcha. Yeah, this isn't hard for either of you. You can tell they're holding the weapons. They don't look like they really know how to hold them, but anyone can hold a sword. So
I just figured it would make them feel better.
They do seem a little bit more confident.
Can I snag a rapier from one of the goblin bodies?
You mean a scimitar?
Or a scimitar? Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. There's tons of them around.
Take one.
Gotcha. Roll me.
Are they still on fire?
Yeah, no, it only lasts 6 rounds. But roll me a d6, please. Okay. One of the ones you snag has a spent gem in it.
Okay.
Do you guys begin walking them back towards the entrance?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Gotcha. No one seems to be moving to stop you. But as you're going, Death finally stands up from the water. And as you all approach the exit to the room, he raises his head up and goes, "Ha ha ha ha! Paladin, you are worthy. I wonder, how's the rest of your order?"
See?
Anyone
Does
got
Claire
anything?
react at
Oh,
all?
well, I was letting you guys react.
I'll look to Claire and Rhea to see how to react. I mean, it's their area.
Rhea, Claire looks a little distracted with her side. She's not really paying attention.
Right. Rhea just kind of stiffens a bit and looks back over towards him. Stay away from them.
I am true to my word. Take your travelers and leave this cave, and tell your order to prepare. In 3 days' time, we'll test them too. Grom wills it! And the room around you starts chanting.
As he says that, Amelia will whip around, and would you please allow me to target Death?
Yeah, sure.
Does he need to be on the order, or can I
Just roll it. I'll add the damage to him
Okay.
if it hits. What are you
So,
casting?
She's going to cast.
Keep in mind,
Fireball.
before you do this, keep in mind, all the penalties that this might incur. You are surrounded by hundreds of goblins.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And she's casting it pretty much where this would be the edge of the fireball, or
Gotcha.
pretty much. So like here, I guess. So yeah.
All right. So he needs to roll a dexterity save of 15 or higher. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Fuck you.
No.
32.
Okay. So we'll say, give me a second. We'll say everyone is back down here somewhere. Let me move everyone out of the way real quick so they're not all getting caught in this. As he says that, you whip a fireball at him and it burns into him and his laughter stops cold. And as the fireball clears, you see him on a knee, like clenched in pain, alive but still not speaking, not looking at anyone, and slightly on fire. And you'll hear from above, "One more attack and we'll kill you all here, and then destroy your order."
How many people? You said hundreds?
Hundreds.
Like, just a rough guess.
Roll me an intelligence check.
I'm just gonna grab these guys and go.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
No, let them do their thing.
17.
From what you see above you, crowded around the edge, at least 200.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Amelia and try to, or walk over to Amelia and try to drag her out as well.
Before she does that, Amelia's going to pause and say, "They may have a benevolent god, but I serve no such being." And she's going to turn around and walk away.
Sure. As you're being dragged out, and the chanting of the goblins, Amelia, you hear in your mind, and you can tell it's coming from this guy. You hear in your mind, "Do not think petty flames make you powerful, little wizard."
Sorcerer, bitch.
And as you're walking out, you hear, "I will look for you on the day," in your mind.
And on that day, Amelia didn't show up for school.
You can fucking try.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, how many days do we have to move out of the castle? 3.
Oh my
Okay.
DM, as we move out, can I
Mhm.
use my stone cunning to look for weak places within the cave?
Yeah, you mean like at the entrance?
Yeah, like
Sure.
basically this main room, and then at the entrance, just to be like, if we got like 100 people together and a whole lot of dynamite, I could rig this thing to make it more difficult for them to move out. Or
Roll me a stone cutting check.
Jeez, I've never done this. What do I do for that one? Any idea what I roll for stone?
So I think it would just be an investigation check, but with some sort of bonus, right? Hang on, let me look it up.
I feel like I should know this.
We're both gonna learn it.
Yeah, no, stone cutting. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill at double bonus to your proficiency check.
It was just history, but however you want to play that, I just want to make sure and look for.
Let's
needy
do this.
places.
Roll me a perception check with double your proficiency. I think that's a fairer way to do it, because that doesn't, like, I'm looking at that. That's almost useless in something like 5th edition. Like, you're supposed to be really knowledgeable about stone, not just the history. Like, I could tell this came from that quarry over there. Like, that's not very useful.
Perception check.
Perception check. Like, imagine with expertise. So perception check, but double your proficiency bonus, which is I think 3 right now. Yes.
Yeah. So 6 and. Oh, it didn't roll. Weird. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm. Holy
Natural
crap!
20.
Holy crap.
Oh my god, we're gonna blow up this fucking cave, guys.
Why can nothing be simple with you guys?
We found our
Kearney,
new Weary.
as everyone's passing through the entrance here, you're looking around and you do notice that about 20 feet or so on the wall, right around the entrance, there looks like there's a crack in it, and a well-placed blow of some kind helping that crack along a little bit could probably collapse the entrance to this room. You don't know, and from looking around, you don't know if that's going to trap anyone, because they're all up above you, which means that this room isn't enclosed. It's if they were up on top where most of them are, they could probably walk to other places, but it would certainly make it difficult for anyone to follow you.
I think that's amazing. And can I walk over and try and ram my sword into it?
Yeah, you might have to, like, make a jumping attack, but certainly.
Yeah, actually, I am a remarkable athlete as part of my traits.
Okay, then absolutely. Make me an athletics check, please. It won't be very hard.
Gui,
Mm-hmm.
While this is going on, can I pull out a flask of oil and just douse the nearby bushes?
Like,
Jesus Christ,
like
you guys.
vindictively, or what did
With
the
oil.
plant life do to you? That's. Give me 1 second, Sib. I'll just you, Kearney. That's more than enough. You take a running leap and you, like, double hand slam the tip of your sword into the crack once everyone's through. Actually, I should probably address Aras first in this matter. Aras, what are you trying to do exactly?
I just wanted to set like a smoky fire at the entrance as we leave.
Sure. So which bush?
Whatever bush is on. Not
So if you want to make a
just
smoky, well, so here's
Yeah.
the only thing. There's no bushes. There's no real bushes around the entrance right here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this bush here, but if she's about to collapse it, that's not going to do any good but smoke you guys out.
Yeah, I thought you were at like the entrance. Sorry.
No. This is the exit to this
Yep.
room. Yeah.
Oh,
So, I
wait.
mean, you could, but as you can
So
see,
the
there's
other
not
side.
really many bushes around the exit to that room. I'm not gonna move all these guys with you because they're annoying. But they are with you. So everyone gets through, and you guys see Kieran like run and slam her sword into. To you, it just looks like a crack in the rock or something. But amazingly, with that, there is a loud crack, and this little dwarf brings down the entire wall behind you, and there's like a loud roar, and you're all engulfed in dust. And after a few seconds, the dust starts to settle, and you see little rocks like down this now solid rock wall behind you.
Well,
think we're good.
that was more effective than I expected.
Me too, actually. That's quite nice.
Well, all right then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ria's just gonna look at Claire, like very pointedly, and then just point at Portly.
Claire very uncharacteristically doesn't argue and climbs onto Portly.
Who looks like the weakest or most injured of the prisoners?
They don't really have any wounds on them. A few bumps and bruises. A raw skin where they were tied up.
Youngest, the slowest walking.
There's one of them who's in their later 60s who's having a little trouble keeping up.
Okay, I'll ask Claire to help me help that person up because I saw earlier you could ride 2 on the Portly. So
Yeah.
Did I say you could put this random man on my dog?
Portly bites them and shakes them off.
Jesus Christ.
New
Wow.
chew toy.
Damn.
Don't mess with Portly.
Clearly.
I mean, I asked Claire to help. I don't know. I guess Claire wouldn't have known. Yeah.
No, Claire. I'm sure Rhea was joking. I don't think she's really gonna make
Rhea-
Portly attack.
Rhea could easily pick up this elderly person and just place them on Portly's back.
No one touches my dog. And you all. So I'm gonna pull out a bit narratively here, as you are all able to leave the cave unmolested. And as you walk out of the cave and make your way back into daylight, you all reach level 8.
Woohoo!
Woo!
You still got to take a long rest first, obviously.
Oh, fuck.
But
All right, who's ready for a hike?
Or a rest.
I am.
We're not resting outside the mouth of this fucking cave.
We can
Absolutely
walk
not.
a reasonable distance.
How far is it from the castle?
it's about 3 hours. Well, it was 3 hours, and you guys were kind of meandering, following a blue butterfly. We'll say 2 hours if you push yourselves.
Yeah, Amelia doesn't want to rest anywhere near that place, and it's probably better to let everyone know ahead of time. Shit's about to go down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way back to towards Castle Lilac. During this time, Claire doesn't speak very much. Anyone that talks to her, she'll nod and she'll smile and she'll respond, but she's holding her side as she does so.
I was wanting to know
Mm-hmm.
while we walk, because I know I didn't check to see what it was, and I didn't exactly know what any of those spells were that you were listing off. But Rhea does have some healing ability, so she's gonna try as they're walking at one point to cast Lesser Restoration and see if that does anything.
Gotcha. You put your hands on the. Do you like put it on the wounded part? Do you just cast? How do you cast it? How does Rhea normally?
Rhea will touch near the wounded part, but like not trying to actually,
You're not
because
poking the
it's like
wound.
not just yeah.
Yeah, slap the wound. Gotcha. The area around it feels hot to the touch, feverish. And you cast Lesser Restoration, and it has no effect. Roll me a religion check.
Oh boy. It's a 17.
Oh, that's a good one. Claire will tell you that she already spent the last of her lay on hands on herself, and it doesn't seem to be affecting that spot at all. And the Lesser Restoration doesn't seem to be affecting it either. From what you know of divine magics, and magics in general, the only thing that you can think of that magical healing and magical restoration doesn't help, because you're not using lesser restoration. Are you using lesser or regular?
I only have lesser.
Lesser, gotcha. Would be some form of curse.
Gotcha.
And unfortunately, especially with the roll you made, the tricky thing of curses is that they're very there's no general rules to them, since curses are generally made by the person who creates the curse. Their conditions and their effects can vary very widely. And after
Right.
you go ahead.
Nothing. It was just
And after you do that and there's no effect, she goes, well, it was worth a try. Maybe I should have killed him.
just rest for now. I'll be home soon.
Yeah. Just in time to close the gates. You guys managed to make your way back to Castle Lilac. And you cross the bridge into the castle and come through the gates, and there's really not a lot of fanfare or anything. You guys were just going out for some hunting. So as you come back in, the courtyard is almost empty. And it takes a little while for passerbyers to notice you guys look worse for wear. You're very dirty. You're covered in blood, because healing does not get rid of blood. And a few passerbyers kind of notice you. Rhea, one of the staff of the castle, you've known her for a long time. She wasn't quite like a nursemaid or anything like that. You weren't incredibly close to her when you were growing up, but she was always like a custodian, and you knew her because she was always around. You simply used to call her Tools, because she always wears this belt around her of all sorts of small gadgets and tools and things for cleaning or fixing or small repairs and all that. And she's by this time she's in her mid 60s and has gray hair, and she'll be the first to notice you as she was looks like she was sweeping the courtyard clean, and she'll look up and she'll go, "Oh gracious, what happened?"
The goblins nearby cave.
Goblins? Well, come in. I'll go get your father, dear. And
Thank you.
she'll rush away. So Rhea, you know that in the courtyard there are 4 buildings, of course. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show this to you all. Give me a second here. Here is an overview of Castle Lilac. You know that there are 4 buildings in the courtyard. You'll also see green pins. You can click on any of those pins to get more information on what the pin is covering. But you know there are 4 buildings in the courtyard. One is a guest home. You also know, and this is important to explain to everyone, much of Castle Lilac is built for defense. It's not something that it's used for very commonly. I mean, let's face it, an order of paladin that's all about compassion doesn't necessarily go around making enemies. So they don't need to use the castle very often, but that doesn't mean it's not a castle. It is built with defense in mind. The courtyard is very narrow. There's not a lot of big spaces for large battles. Many of the buildings have structures on the surface, but a lot of the castle is underground. And many of the buildings you see are simply like rooms that lead to the underground storage areas or the underground areas. So you have an armory, which is one of the rooms. You have a guest, I guess you would say guest quarters, which is where roving merchants and travelers and the like can stay. You have a storage area, and then you have the training grounds. And the training grounds includes an area underground to actually train, but it also includes what would pass for the infirmary in your castle. Again, you guys have never really needed like a full-blown medical facility, but when someone gets banged and bruised, it's usually because of training, so that's where the infirmary is located.
Gotcha. So we're just coming in like from the main gate now,
Mhm.
right? We're not.
Correct.
Okay. So Tools just went off to get her father. She'll look to just probably randomly someone in the group or all of the group and say, "Would you be willing to wait here until they get back? I need to take Claire to the infirmary."
Amelia nods.
Kearney solemnly nods and then kind of points to the backpack and says, "Don't forget about this little guy."
She's referring to the goblin that we all forgot about.
Oh, I didn't forget about him.
I did.
Jesus Christ.
Pigs with a Z.
Mm-hmm.
Rio will look at Kearney and say, "Just tell my father that you have him. And she'll just start walking off with Portly and Claire towards the training hall.
All right. Maria and Claire head off towards one of the buildings. What do the rest of you do?
As they're walking off, Amelia kind of like rubs her forehead and goes, "Well, I suppose if anyone would be accepting, it would be him." With just like a cursory scan over the other people, like how are they faring now that we're actually out of
You guys,
the cave, the woods?
better. The morale is certainly way higher. The people that you rescued have actually spent a good portion of the journey back thanking you. Thank you so much. We and the older man, the one in his 60s, is kind of their leader, and he would say, "It was strange. They captured us, but they never asked us any questions or tortured us or hurt us or anything. They just tied us up, took us to that room and dumped us there as if they were... if they knew you were coming, or someone was coming."
How long have you been there?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
He nods. Goblin cuisine is not something I would enjoy for a day, much less 2 weeks. Thank you for getting us out of there.
Did they take your things?
Yes, we had a very large shipment bound for Corvosa. Weapons, armor, materia. They took it all.
That's how they got it.
That's how they got armed.
Yes, they were using some of our weapons.
Do you have... I suppose you wouldn't have a manifesto at this... Or manifesto, manifest?
A manifest.
Manifest.
Yeah,
Manifesto
okay,
is more of a ideal or a goal.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I do, actually. I'm very hungry. I'm ravished right now.
Yeah, no. But yeah, you wouldn't happen to have had a manifest of what you were bringing, probably not with you now, but did you have anything memorized of what was there?
Oh, well, my memory is not quite what it used to be, but Pim, and one of the younger, the dwarf actually looks up. Oi, what you wantin'? What was our cargo entailing of? Oh, well, you see there we had 6 carts total. One of the carts had weapons, various small arms, scimitars, longswords, axes, things of that nature. The second one had armors, plate, leather, all masterwork quality, you understand. There's quite a loss, a blow. Oh, not that I'm not grateful for you saving me and all, but, well, they were all fresh off the presses, or the, smithies. But, the third cart had great big piles of this new thing called materia. It's a crazy wizard in Corvosa would be selling them. Marvelous little things. Little bits of magic in them. You put them in these armors. It was going to earn us a fortune.
We've encountered them.
Aye. Well, they do all be gone now.
You said 6 carts altogether?
Oh, aye. The other carts just be food and water and supplies for the travel.
I see.
All in all, miss, you'd be looking at about, 200 or so small weapons, maybe 100 suits of armor, and, great big heaping piles of them materia things.
So enough to armor everybody, or armor half the people in the room, and give weapons to at least a good majority of them.
Aye, lass, I do be afraid that be truth. We hired guards, lass, but you have to understand, goblins in these parts, they be a nuisance, they be a pest. These goblins be different. They be organized, dedicated. Overran us. Didn't take 'em but a few minutes.
I'm assuming that's not how goblins normally work.
Nay, they be but cowards. They pelt you from the shadows and run at the first chance that fighting goes away. I never seen goblins use no formations, battle tactics till about 2 weeks ago.
Well, I suppose fear can be quite the motivator.
What kind of battle tactics?
And
Anything you would recognize?
the older
Well, we
man,
saw it.
well, when they attacked us, they ambushed us. Line of goblins with crude swords and shields in front, with archers behind them in rows. Even rudimentary tactics like that is something I don't think any of us have ever seen goblins do. Kieran, I don't even gonna make you roll for that. That's not. Goblins don't usually do that.
No.
And Pitts will look up and he'll go, or Pim will look up and he'll go, "Oi, I'm not saying that they were exactly good at it now, mind you. A lot of holes need shoring up in that formation, but the fact that they even tried, the damned thing. Amelia?
Okay, two things.
Mhm.
First, would she know about how far away the place where her mom and her sister are working are right now?
Oh, yeah.
Or would be?
You kind of went the opposite direction, so you're at least a good 7-8 days away.
Never mind that. So second thing, um, she's going to go over to Kearney's backpack, kind of kneel down and whisper at it. You wouldn't have happened to know someone named Flack, would you?
The goblin's eyes widen. Flack? Flack and Toby?
Oh god.
Yeah?
Oh, pigs no Flack. Ooh, Flack. Very brave. Flack. Ooh, Flack very, very in trouble.
Because
What?
of death.
He nods. Flack. Flack good goblin. Flack love combat. Flack love raid. But one day, Bugbear came. Bugbear no like Flack. Say Flack to... Oh, what's the word?
Chaotic.
Lenin. He was too Lenin with people.
To Lenin.
He nods vigorously.
Lenient?
Ah, yeah, lenient. That's the word. So they have fight. Flack lose. Death tell Flack. He not brave, he coward. 'Cause only cowards lose. Flack run. Never see Flack again.
Oh, that doesn't seem to apply to death.
He just shrugs.
Well, I have good news. Flack is well and in good health, or at least he was last I saw him.
Oh,
And so is Toby.
Death would like to know that. Death would like to know that. I'll tell him when I see him. Thank you.
She kind of raises a brow at that and goes, so you plan on running back to him?
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Death probably killed pigs.
From what you
Maybe
told
no.
me, yes.
Maybe no.
She nods, kind of like, yeah, don't do that. After that, she stands up and kind of brushes off her pants and then runs a hand over her face again, just kind of exhausted and frustrated, and waits.
Pigs. Why did you guys need all these weapons? What was your plan?
Kill big people.
Why?
Death command. Death said. Death said we called.
So it's just another murder plot for Gorm?
Oh, he nods his head vigorously.
Oh,
It
I'm
really is.
interpreting it as this Death is a crazy cultist that's round up a bunch of poor, confused little goblins and is using them for his own game. I think we could probably use this little guy, maybe get an idea of how they plan to approach.
I mean, it's possible. Did you learn any new tactics?
He
Things?
grunts.
New things
Bugbears.
you have to do in battle.
Bugbears make goblins do things. Not fun. Stand certain way. Only attack certain way. Only shoot bow and everyone shoot bow, say so. Boring. Pigs no
Did you
like.
ever see, like, papers or anything with little scribbly drawings on them?
He shakes his head. Order used to take charcoal, draw things on wall. Bad things.
I see. All
How-
right.
How long have the bugbears been in charge?
Pigs looks up. Days. Days.
Okay.
I think.
A really long time.
Oh.
Well, considering we met Flack. God, how many months ago was the fucking
So
first mission?
what you know is it's been probably about a month and a half or 2 months since you all met each other. I'll say 2 months.
Only 2 months? Jesus.
Probably. Because the first book went very quickly. It was like a few weeks, maybe, for the first book. And the second book, because of the plague, was maybe a month and a half. But you do know that Flack had been with Blondie, I'm sorry. With your sister for probably a couple of years.
So they'd been probably with the bugbears for a couple years.
Well, at least death, but why is he organizing everything now?
I'm sure it takes time to teach goblins fighting tactics.
Kieran,
Yeah.
roll me a... Oh god, what would I have you roll? Let's do history, but add your proficiency if you don't already have it. So it's basically it's a goblin knowledge thing, and that's not really a thing in 5th edition. Yeah, roll knowledge goblin, please.
Not very good.
Not very good.
3.
All right,
Yeah.
what you would know is this: goblins are usually in tribes of a few dozen, 50 maybe at most. There would have to be a lot of tribes gathered together, and of course, each tribe is different and very independent. So it could take a long time. It depends on how strong the person is. I mean, hell, it'd take a strong person just to even hold several tribes together.
Without killing each other, yeah.
Well, they've got 3 big ass angry bugbears who are apparently fanatics. So 4
Yeah.
bugbears? Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
3.5. One of them's very
I mean-
charred and wounded right now.
He's
fuck
still
that guy.
alive.
but I'll be honest with you. That fireball shut him up for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so yeah, Amelia's just going to wait for. Oh God, what's his name? Shit,
Julian?
Julian. I wrote these things down. Why don't I have my notes open?
And I'd say at about this time you would see Julian marching towards all of you, along with
Tools? Or my mother?
Cadence.
Cadence.
I'm sorry, I'm staring right at it, and I just don't know how to say that word. Cadence. I'm sorry. Julian and Cadence would come towards you, of course, with tools with them, and Cadence would come right up to you guys, and with Julian a few steps behind. And she'd say, "Are you all right? You all look like you've been through it."
That's certainly a way of putting it.
And Julian will say, "Where's Rhea and Claire?"
They've taken Claire to be looked after.
I see. Are they okay?
For now.
Julian will nod. Maybe I should go see to them. And,
First, there is something that we need to discuss, and it is of very timely importance.
well then, Julian says, there's plenty of room down in the infirmary. How about we discuss it there? And it'll give us plenty of privacy as well.
Can we have somebody take the people to get some food?
Oh, yeah, Tools is already, like, going to them. And, she'll be like, oh, don't you worry about that. I'll make sure they get some food and some rest. Right this way, dears.
Shireen looks super forlorn about the idea of food and maybe ale.
Does Kieran
need
follow,
every
or does she
grade
stay
for
with the
battle
group?
tactics.
She does like that thing where she's looking at the group, but her body's walking with the other group that's leaving towards the bar, and then she catches herself and like goes back and stands, and she's like, "Nope, I can get trashed later."
They'll have food. They'll save some for us.
No one
It's not
tell
the
her we're
food
out
I'm
of
worried
ale.
about. Wait, what? All right, that's it. We're arm wrestling later.
You might lose one of your strongest allies.
Oh, Jesus.
And that with that, Julian and Cadence and the rest of you, the three of you, head down to the infirmary where, Rhea, you've got Claire kind of tucked in the bed. Thing is, it's not like you have a doctor. It's an infirmary in place, but there's no staff. You guys pretty much treat yourselves.
Yeah, no, I figured.
It's kind of like a rite of passage too. If one trainee bonks another trainee too hard, well, guess who's patching up said trainee?
Surprise.
So you've got Claire like lying down on the bed. She's sweating and feverish to the touch, and as you get it down, before anyone else gets down there, she'll grab your hand at one point and she'll look at you and she'll say, "Rhea, I meant what I said to Shellen. If I had fallen, I know you would have taken care of anything that needed to be done. You've grown so much."
Maria's got like tears pricking in the corner of her eyes, and she's just shaking her head and trying to like pat the sweat off of her forehead with like a wet rag.
And she'll kind of like struggle to sit up a little bit, and she'll be like, I think we both know, unless things improve very quickly, I don't think I'm gonna be much use in the next couple of days. And she'll heft the rose shield. I think you should take this.
And Maria will just stop everything and just stare at it for a moment. No, it's yours. I can't.
The rose shield is wielded by the bravest and strongest of our order. I cannot be that right now. And she'll push it towards you. And she'll kind of like laugh a little bit as you both start to speak. And she'll say, Sebastian would never want it. Father and mother have their responsibilities. You are a daughter of Shellen. She would be proud for you to wield it. I know.
Maria will just silently take it and set it aside, and try to get Claire to lay back down.
Yeah. With that, she'll allow you to lay her back down. And we'll say right about that time, everyone else will come into the room. And Cadence will go, Claire, and run to her side. Is she okay? Oh, just a scratch, Mom.
As they're going in, Amelia will say, I cast a death ward over her, so she has 6 hours of that left on her, so that's something, I suppose.
Julian, who walks up and takes a look at the wound in her side. That was a very wise decision. Thank you, Amelia.
She just nods.
And he will place his hands upon it and cast Lesser Restoration. To no effect.
Yep.
And then he'll look at it and he'll scratch his chin and be like, well, that's interesting.
Squee, real quick, you said that Amelia would have figured it was either cause harm or some type of curse.
Well, now you know that since Lay on Hands had no effect and Lesser Restoration has no effect, that kind of limits the options. Cause harm could be healed by magical healing.
Okay, gotcha. So it's pretty much definitely a curse. She knows this.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll tell him as much and say it's a curse. A rather angry bugbear following Gorham cast it on her in the middle of a duel.
Gorham. Cadence looks concerned. Bugbears. There are no bugbears in these mountains, not that we've ever seen.
Well, it seems they've been here for some time now, and they have been training the goblins. They've infested the cave and are planning to attack in 3 days' time.
Attack. Julian says, attack who?
The castle.
Us.
They are well armed because of the people that they captured, and she'll kind of gesture back up the stairs. They were merchants. They had 3 whole wagons full of weapons and armor and materia.
Your parents look at each other and then look back to you. And do you think they're a credible threat to the fortress?
I think we should do what we can to prepare.
How many?
Hundreds.
Julian will shake his head.
100.
Cadence, how many fighting paladins do we have here? She shakes her head. 40? The staff, but they're not trained. The 6 guards from Corvosa, if they're willing to help.
I'm sure there would be.
Where's the nearest reinforcement? Who would you contact for help?
Probably Cressida. But I hear that the Crimson Guards are having their own troubles. And they probably wouldn't make it in time. And Cadence stands up. She goes, No, but that's fine. We have the fortress, and we are not goblins.
What do you mean?
I mean that equipment or no, bugbears or no, any one of my men, any one of my paladins, would be a match for 10 of goblins.
They don't fight like they normally do. These goblins, for some reason, they have tactics. Training. I'm not saying it would your paladins wouldn't be a match for them. I'm just saying it wouldn't be 10-1.
She
More
nods
like
slowly,
7, 8.
and Julian kind of goes, "Tactics? Goblins?"
The bugbears have been teaching them.
For
Also-
years, it seemed.
We should probably inform you we have a... She starts to say hostage and then goes, guest.
Oh, yep, that's my cue. And I take my backpack off and like show the little top of his bulbous head. This is Pigs. Pigs say hi to the nice folks.
Hello, nice pallies. And Julian, not seeming even phased at all, goes, "Well, hello there. I assume you found him in the caves?"
Yes.
"I see. Well, pigs, seems your kin mean us ill." "Oh, yes, yes, ill. Oh, and violence." "Right. Well, they might be biting off more than they can chew."
It's not going to stop them from chomping down.
Cadence nods. "I agree. How long?"
They said 3 days.
"Well, it doesn't give us much time at all." "Right. Well, I think perhaps we should let people know as soon as we can. I'll call a general assembly in the main hall." And Julian goes, "I need to stay. Need to make sure Claire, well, figure out what's going on."
Is there any way we can get a message to Corvosa? Somebody to help? Send for healing?
And Julian shrugs. "We're not exactly extremely useful magic casters. We have our advantages, but long distance communication has never really been one of them."
God damn it, we should have brought Majenko with us. Fuck.
Or,
It's fine.
or someone was sending.
As
So...
real quick, as someone who's dealt a lot with unsavory magic, would Amelia be able to lend any help with looking into the curse?
Sure, absolutely, you could help.
Okay, yeah.
It's
then
not
she's
exactly
going
your
to...
strong suit, but I mean, I would say curses was something that Rolth would have studied pretty extensively.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's gonna stay behind with Julian to try and help.
So, Squee,
Yes.
I have a mechanical fox that doesn't need to rest.
Uh-huh.
At a full-out sprint, how long would it take to get back to Corvosa?
I don't think she has that kind of range, Sib. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I just told her to take a message to Cressida.
Again, yeah, if Cressida is like an hour away, not 3 days.
Okay. Okay.
Because the thing is that I could see the fox maybe finding its way to you or from you to a certain distance, but going cross country on her own, she's not that intelligent.
Sure. That's fine.
Nice thought, though.
I think I have an idea for your next upgrade for her.
Well,
Carrier pigeon?
I tell you what. I think this would be an excellent time to stop this session here. Let you guys brainstorm. If you have any questions, of course, you feel free to direct them to me over the week as far as questions about the castle, the paladins, or whatnot. And the next session we can pick up with them. Well, no, you know what? First, let's not. There's a couple of things we can do here. Amelia, you're going to stay and help Julian?
Yeah.
Okay. then we'll, for the immediate time being, before you guys start getting into too much brainstorming, what would your characters do? Cadence is going up to basically call everyone in the Citadel to the main hall.
Someone should talk to the guards. Just saying.
Well, you know your boyfriend's over there, so feel free.
I'm busy, and also, he's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shush.
Well, Ross is hanging back to talk to Claire, so seems like your mission.
Ria's got other stuff going on. So first, well, what's Kearney doing? Because that's gonna.
Tierney's gonna go be a very social creature. She's going to go get drinks and she's gonna walk around with her drinks and she will address the guards and anyone who looks like they're maybe a warrior type of any sort that she encounters around and just offhandedly by like, I hear an army of gobliners showing up in 3 days. We better be ready. You know, just kind of spreading it around as if it's fun while she's drinking everything
Oh
she
boy.
can get a hold of.
Wow. Oh,
Like
God.
I'll walk up with like 4 beers and like the wooden cups and like go up to a group of guards and just start handing them out and being like, we better be ready for the goblin attack in 3 days. Drink up. It's good for you.
All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll say,
Wow.
while everyone's still kind of mustering to the hall, Kieran goes there, gets mugs, and leaves before like even a quarter of the castle's assembled. Starts walking around, telling people, and there's a lot of faces like, goblins? What? And at one point, you come across 6 guards, or 6 men, who you may have seen around. They definitely don't dress like paladins. They wear crimson armor. Right now, they're kind of cleaning their armor and their weapons, just kind of lounging about in like on top of the wall where they have a view of the area, just enjoying the weather, right?
Mhm.
There's 6 guards there. 4 men, 2 women, and one of them is tallish gentleman, short brown hair, has a sergeant insignia on his lapel.
I mean, I approach everybody I come across.
Sure.
And I try and hold long conversations too. I don't let them off with, okay, have a nice day. I try and talk to them about their like grandkids. So these guys are getting chatted up about their grandkids and
Gotcha.
goblin attacks.
So, what would you lead off with?
Oh, how you doing? You guys look so brave and strong. Yep, here, have some ale. Did you hear about the recent goblins? They're coming about 3 days. No big deal. So, you're from around these parts? You come near these places often? They have pretty good ale, I hear. You go ahead, drink up. I sit down with them.
The older the tall gentleman takes one of the mugs and says, "Thank you, dwarf. My name's Varric Van Casterkin." VV. Sorry. He goes, "My name's Varric Van Casterkin. What's yours?"
Oh, Kearney Cinderdaughtry. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Varric.
Oh, well, no misters needed. Did you say goblins?
Oh, I did, Varric.
What about goblins exactly?
Oh, you know, there's a small fortress of goblins out there, like 100 to 400 with magic weapons coming this way. It's not really that big of a deal. I'll get my killing in, definitely. Get a nice number.
It's like takes like a spit take when you get from the 1 to 400. And he goes, "You mean they're headed?" Oh God, I went in the lungs. are you saying they're headed here?
Oh, yes, straight for us in 3 days. Full armor, magic weapons, they light up like flames. It's not a big deal.
Does Amelia and the others know?
Oh, yes. Haven't you heard? They're having a meeting in the main hall, I think. At least that's where I saw most of the people going. I got the cups from there. I hope they don't miss them.
Right. Good dwarf, if you don't mind me asking, do you know where Amelia and Ross and Rhea are?
They're either the main hall or down by, I think, the training area in the medical area. There's a bed there, I think.
Right.
You okay?
Well,
You look pale.
a little bit. Maybe slightly. Something about the 1 to 400 goblins with magical weapons might have... Look, the rest of you keep cleaning your stuff. I'll go sort this out. Good to meet you, Kirini.
Yeah, no problem. The minute he's out and takes 2 steps away, I look to the rest and be like, "Oh man, he's kind of soft. I hope he can handle himself. Poor little boy."
One of the girls snores. Fantastic kid? He's the hardest one of us here. Man, I heard, was fighting on death's bed with the plague and still saving people, or at least protecting them.
Wonder if he has a goblin phobia.
No, like the girl snicker. I think he's worried about something else. And then the other one goes, or someone else, and they just kind of chuckle.
Alright. I'll look him over for a sec. I'm gonna go to the main hall and see what all this nonsense is about. I'm gonna talk to everybody on my way first, though.
Gotcha, yeah. A lot of it's once you get to the goblin part, there's a lot of people wait, I'm sorry, what? Did you say goblins? And by the time you get to the main hall, you have a crowd of people following you. What do you mean goblins?
I'm giving advice. I'm like, not only board your window, but board those little floor vents. These guys are little scrawny little fellas, and they'll crawl right up through your floorboards. You gotta be careful. Also, make sure you don't leave any food exposed in outdoor trashes. They'll get right into your bin.
You have a crowd following you. You hear at some point, "Oi! The crazy dwarf's talking about goblins coming." And you make it to the main hall, and about the time you get there, the most of the castle is there, and you see Cadence up front with Sebastian by her side. She goes, "As many of you, I'm sure, are hearing, it would seem that there are an army of goblins led by bugbears headed for us. The estimate is 3 days, though that is only an estimate." And there's a murmur through the crowd. We don't have an enormous amount of details on them yet, but there are several hundred of them, and they are well equipped and well trained. And that has another wave of murmurs go through the audience. Those of you who are not part of the order or do not wish to defend the castle, please, I urge of you to pack your things and head towards Corvosa as fast as you can. The rest of you, Castle Lilac has never fallen to an invader in the 500 years it has been in our care. We are not about to let it fall to a force of goblins now, especially not some crazy cultists worshipping a god of Gorm. And there's a murmur of affirmative to that. She goes, "For now, until we have better idea of what we're doing, double the guard. I want people on the walls at all times. Close the gates. Bring anyone inside who's not leaving. Those of you who are leaving, please, leave as fast as you can. You will not want to be here when the time comes. Those of you who are not part of our order but wish to help, we have arms aplenty. We could use it. That's all." And by the time she finishes, there's a shocked silence. No one's talking. And then eventually small murmurs rise up and people start going different directions. And you hear Cadence and Sebastian walking past, and they seem to be talking strategy. And Cadence is going, have the guards rotate. We can't tire them out before they even get here. And Sebastian's like, right, understood. And they walk past you. All right. Back to the infirmary. Rhea, what are you doing? By the way, you never actually said what you were doing.
Yeah, because I was gonna try and catch Kearney before she gets to the main hall
Okay.
and kind of stop her for a second.
Sure, we'll say that you got her right when she started drawing a crowd, but not much of one.
Sure. Okay. Oh, and she would also have taken the shield with her.
Ah, gotcha. Mark it down. It is called the Rose Shield, a magical item.
Yep.
Once per day, it can, as an action,
3-foot wall.
a 3-foot wall, I believe, in a 20-foot line.
Yep. I got that.
Granting any allies or opponents on either side +2 AC bonus.
Gotcha. So, kind of running after Kearney. She's gonna dig through her side pouch and pull out an amulet. And try and, like, get through this crowd.
Oh, there's only a couple of people like, what are you talking about? What? It's not a crowd yet.
Okay. Well, then she'll tap Kearney on the shoulder.
Oh, darling, you're here just in time, and I hand her some ale.
Oh, she's kind of got, like, her hands full as she tries to grab it with one.
That's it, use your pinky.
With what's coming, here. And she'll hand you the amulet.
Oh,
It might help a bit. A raw escaped to me, but I think I only really used it once. It lets you shoot fire. And out of character, it's an amulet of blasting.
all right. I guess I can use a little more fire in my life, I guess. That's fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll put to good use protecting this place.
Thank you. And she'll, kind of almost numbly walk away and, start heading towards the, the sleeping quarters.
Mama Kearney's gonna run up behind you and give you a back hug. We'll try not to spill too much beer down your front, 'cause you need it. And then she's gonna go on her business.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Wait, what?
Sleight of hand check. Let's see how much beer.
How much beer is on your body?
Nah, not much. It's not, I mean, this is not a hard thing for Kurani to do. So you're making your way up the tower?
Yeah, and trying to maybe run to Shala, but if not, she's just gonna go sit in her room for a while.
You would, as you pass the room where Shala was sleeping, you would see the door open, and you would hear, "Yeah."
She'll just kind of away.
I'm sorry, you cut out. She would what?
Oh, I was just saying that she'll just stop away.
Rhea, oh my god! And you see Shala was like sitting on her bed, with her violin, just idly plucking strings. When she sees the state you're in, again, covered in dust and blood, she would stand up. What were you hunting?
It ended up not being much of a hunting trip.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Claire was... I don't know.
Oh,
Some sort of curse with bugbears and goblins.
can I help? I have some healing.
Can you cure curses?
I don't know. Curses weren't something that we were ever... And she kind of like darkens a bit. My family never needed such things. Can I do anything to help?
I don't know. Amelia and my father, and I think Ross are still down there. There's an army of goblins coming in 3 days.
Her eyebrows furrow together. I see. Then we're packing up to run?
Rhea has like a sort of pained look that comes over her face. She just looks down at the shield. I can't. If you, the others, want to leave, I think now would be the time to do so. But I have to stay. This is my home. I'm not going to let some goblins take it from me.
Shala will nod and smile. I'm sorry, Rhea. Old habits, I suppose. No, of course you wouldn't. And you have to know that none of us are going to leave you either, right?
It's what I hope.
She nods. Well, I've been practicing a few things. Maybe I should practice a little harder then. You should get washed up. It'll help you feel better.
And it's almost like Rhea just completely forgot that she was dirty for a moment. She'll just let out a very dry laugh. I think I'd just rather lie down. Or pace, or I don't know.
I see. Well, stand there for a moment if you would. A favor for me?
Right?
And she begins to cast prestidigitation on you. And after about 30 seconds, you are clean. Your clothes are still torn, of course, but all the grime and sweat and blood are removed. There. Can't have a paladin looking anything but their best. Now, Rhea, pace away. I'll be right here.
And she'll start for a moment, and then she'll kind of just walk. Shut up, Laura. She'll kind of just walk into the room and just slide down against the wall and just sit there.
Gotcha. Shala will go back to her bed, probably sitting on like the end of it, so she's only a few feet away from you, and cross-legged sit on the bed and begin playing the violin. She's doing a weird plucking thing, and you can tell there's some form of magic to it, but you don't know enough about what even is what bards do to know what that is.
Right.
It comes to the old saying, what is that, the D&D thing? Like, wizards study it, sorcerers are born with it, and bards are just like, I don't know, I sang at a goblin and his head exploded one day. It was weird. I don't think bards even understand where their magic comes from exactly.
Who knows?
Gotcha. So, back down to the infirmary. Amelia.
Yee.
So technically you would be helping Julian out on this, but since it's not fun for NPCs to roll, I would like you to roll a knowledge
Please say
religion.
Arcana. Oh, okay.
You know what? Yeah, because it's really weird. Curses are in such a... No, it'd have to be religion, because even though curses are in a weird kind of ether, you know what I mean? They're not really arcane or religious. This one's coming from a disciple of Gorham, so it would have to be a religion check, but do it at advantage.
Okay, I guess. Okay, advantage. Religion is down here. Okay. Well, at least Amelia's smart.
We're all rooting for you.
Fucking, why didn't it? Oh, goddamn shit. It was a good roll, too. 18.
That's still really good. You help Julian assess the wound, and then basically you actually make your way into another room and you start poring over books. Like, it's one of those things where he leads you to a bookshelf and starts like pulling books down and handing it to you, and then taking it from you again. No, not that one. And like throws it on the table and grabs another and hands it to you and goes, flip through that one. Look for anything that has that kind of signs or symptoms. And starts doing the same. And it takes about 20 minutes or so, but you come across something in like a tome that says Ancient Curses of Ancient Religions. And you come across a curse that is very similar in the symptoms. The description reads as the curse can take many forms. It can be a brilliant shining light. It can be a red, angry, almost liquid-like substance. It can be lightning of blue or black color, but the symptoms are all the same. The skin is charred and cracked. The recipient of the curse is weak and ill, runs a fever that does not break. When you look at that, you start reading it more carefully, and it shows that it is a curse of the dying. And you read more into it, and it is a curse that is usually a religious thing, given to you, a boon given to you by generally the more chaotic or evil gods, given to strong followers. And it is something that is commonly favored by Gorham because of its tendencies. When the curse is successfully bestowed upon an individual, it will continue to eat away at them. And over the course of several weeks, sometimes a month or two, depending on the constitution of the individual, the user or the recipient will waste away. The only reliable method of breaking the curse, short of very powerful magic, is to actually kill the one who brought the curse upon them. And that's why it's one that's favored of Gorham, because it's very much a compelling reason for combat. Either you waste away or you end the one that brought it to you in the first place.
So, does she have to be the one that kills him, or is it just his death that ends it?
No, it's very clear that it is simply the death of the curse bringer. As many times the recipient of the curse is too ill or weak to actually cure it themselves and have to rely upon the help of others.
Good to know.
Yep.
So, this motherfucker's got a big-ass target on him. As if he didn't before.
How does he even fit through the door with that big-ass target?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah, she's going to report her findings back to Julian.
Julian's face grows stern as he hears it, and he goes, "Well, that solves that then, doesn't it?
I think so.
And lucky us, the bastard's coming right to us."
She kind of pauses at that and just kind of like gives him a look as if reassessing him a little bit.
Yeah, his face is very hard, as is his voice.
Yeah, is Claire like conscious at this point, or is she just passed out?
Well, I think you would still both be in that little antechamber, so in a slightly different room where she is. But if you want to
Yeah,
go back and check on her,
yeah, she would go and check on her because if she's asleep, then she's not going to bug her, but if she's awake, then she wants to let her know.
she is awake still.
Okay, so
She,
yeah, then she will let her know.
So, find anything interesting?
Yes. So, we've narrowed it down. As I suspected, you are cursed, and it is something that is fairly old, and it seems quite traditional for Gorham's followers, or at least the stronger ones. And she will pretty much describe the rules of the curse, I guess.
Right. And she'll nod and she'll weakly laugh. She'll go, "I told you I should have killed him. It's always simple with brutes like that." Well, I don't think I'll be joining him for a rematch anytime soon. Besides, he doesn't deserve one.
I think not.
She gives you a wink. I kicked his ass good.
Amelia kind of gives her a sad smile and nods and goes, "You did incredibly well."
And with that, she'll drift off into sleep. So, yes.
Ross is in the room.
Sure.
And she was gonna ask Amelia,
Okay.
you know for sure killing him will remove it?
Amelia's quiet for a moment, and then she takes a very deep breath and, almost like she's recentering herself, she kind of straightens up and nods and says, "It is only his death that will end it, aside from some incredibly powerful removal of the curse. But at this point, considering he's going to be coming to us, we might as well just kill the bastard."
You should get something to eat. I'm gonna stay here for a while.
I'll be fine.
Well, Julian says, "I would want nothing more than to stay with my daughter. But we have preparations we must see to. Will you two look after her for me?"
I'll stay here.
He nods. "By the way, Amelia."
Yes.
"I know now is not the time, but Julistina was asking to speak to you. It is your choice, but if she is to heal, she must understand that everyone in the world is not her enemy." And then he'll duck out of the room.
You don't have to go today. You can let her wait.
She shakes her head and says, if I'm going to do this, I need to get it over with. Just keep watch over her. And how many hours has it been
Since
since we reached the castle?
probably an hour, maybe. Very little time.
Yeah. She'll say, considering this curse is meant to last for weeks, if not months, I suppose my death ward will not be warranted, but at any rate, it has 5 hours left on it. Just keep an eye on her. And she will head to Celestina, I guess.
You go to walk out the door and walk right into Van Castrican, who is walking in and spills ale all over both of you. Oh no, Amelia,
That okay.
I'm so sorry. And he starts like brushing it off and then like realizes what he's doing and goes, "Oh,
No, it's fine. I just fucking blue paint just goes smearing down the front of her fucking shirt. And she goes, no, it's fine. I'll just." And she kind of like she kind of puts a hand over like her neck and like pulls up her scarf and goes, it's fine, and starts trying to move around him, I guess.
All right. He goes, "I heard about the goblins. Are you all okay?"
Yes, I'm fine. Minor scratches. Blair took most of the beating.
Oh, what's your plans?
Well, at the moment, I'm going to go talk to Celestina.
What? He looks like genuinely surprised.
I just puts up a hand like, don't make me think too hard about it. She tries again to move around him.
Do you want some company? She's she's not right. You know that.
She pauses and, not quite meeting his eyes, goes, I know better than most. Yes, I'm. Real quick.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna nod and say yes. Yes, if you would. I think that would be a good idea.
Right. Well, lead the way. And he steps aside as you've been trying to get past this whole time.
Shut the fuck up. And she moves around him
And
heads out.
he'll look at Aras and he'll go, Aras? Nod.
Yeah.
You okay? You alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Right. I'm gonna go and he like looks at the mug and sets it down carefully. He does the thing where he sets it down and brings his hands out wide like he wants to make sure nothing happens. He goes,
now stay.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna go with I'll see you later.
Have a good night. Bye.
And he'll follow Amelia out. All right. I think this is a good place to end the session.
That sounds fantastic.
We'll pick up next session with a friendly conversation with Celestina, and you guys can start figuring out what steps you want to take from here.
It's gonna be great. They're gonna talk about puppies and rainbows.
It's gonna
friendship.
be just, doing their nails, talking about boys. Well, maybe not with a boy in the room. Van Cassican turns out into the biggest gossip of all of them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but we'll pick this up next week. Remember, you guys have all leveled up. Congratulations, level 8 characters, you.
Yay!
And level 8's a big level, too. You get to choose between... most of you, I don't think you get any new class abilities, but you can increase an attribute or choose a feat. Or increase 2 attributes by 1. And
Sure.
feats are... either way, that's huge. So... and of course, hit die and hit points and all the fun stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I'll just cover one thing over the session because it's important. No, I completely blanked on it. I don't remember. But remember when you're rolling.
You started to say Kadia, maybe?
No, I don't think so. I was something about hit dice and I forget. But remember if you decide to roll for hit dice, reroll ones. Or
Okay.
you can always take the average. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm considering for the new campaign, though I don't know if I want to implement it for this one. I'm fine with it if you guys want to. Doing hit dice slightly differently, but I can get with you guys on that later. Yeah, I don't want to change too much in the middle of a campaign. I'm already changing a lot. So, in any case, congratulations, everyone. And boy, howdy, I'm sure you'll get to use those new level 8 abilities in no time.
Yay.
Oh, none of them.
None of... Well, some of the spellcasters get stuff.
I'm not a spellcaster.
Well, you kind of.
But
Not.
listen. No.
You get
You
more
could
spell
always-
slots for smiting.
You could always multi-class.
Yeah.
Well, that's the plan,
become a wizard.
But I want to get to a certain source.
Become a divination wizard and throw Freya through a loop. Freya changes the dice roll and then you change it right back.
Cast haste on myself.
Oh, shit.
Cast haste on Freya.
Yeah.
The tables have tabled.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.